in every mask that hides a secretive message conveyed. And as we serenade, our characters portray this masquerade. Come with us to a place that's far beyond. Tonight rejoice along to our jovial song at the carnival. So celebrate, we know you'll have the ball. We'll beat the drum till curtain call like we don't ever care at all. You gotta live a little let go. Our bodies do it in a room filled wall to wall. Let yourself be free. Let yourself be free at the carnival. At the carnival. Come on, hearken to the call, the celebratory echoes of our grand carnival. We run into a world of magic by our show, with fireworks in tow, the night sky all aglow. With elegance and charm, exuberance and glee, there's nothing that could stop our wild whimsy. There's no need for alarm, as we dance joyously to the beat of our drums. So celebrate, we know you'll have the ball. We'll beat the drum till curtain call. We won't hold back at all. Be lost in trances if you will live forever. Tonight we dance in a masquerade. Embark as one on this enchanting endeavor. Tonight's the night that legends are made. We prance and sing aloud, a whirling jubilee, an endless pirouette, a twirling frenzy. Come on, let's make some noise. We failed to obviously. We're foolhardy and free. Come with us to a place that's far beyond. Tonight rejoice along to our jovial song at the carnival. So celebrate, we know you'll have the ball. We'll beat the drum till curtain call like we don't ever care at all. You gotta live a little let go. Our bodies grew in a room filled wall to wall. So come on down now, you're welcome into our show. For every note that's played, and every accolade, and every mask that hides a secretive message conveyed. And as we serenade, our characters portray this masquerade. Come with us to a place that's far beyond. Tonight rejoice along to our jovial song at the carnival. So celebrate, we know you'll have the ball. We'll beat the drum till curtain call like we don't ever care at all. You gotta live a little let go. Our bodies do it in a room filled wall to wall. Let yourself be free. Let yourself be free at the carnival. At the carnival. Come on, hearken to the call, the celebratory echoes of our grand carnival. We run into a world of magic by our show, with fireworks in tow, the night sky all aglow. With elegance and charm, exuberance and glee, there's nothing that could stop our wild whimsy. There's no the drum till curtain call. We won't go back at all. Be lost in trances if you will live forever. Tonight we dance in a masquerade. Embark as one on this enchanting endeavor. Tonight's the night that legends are made. We prance and sing aloud, a whirling jubilee. An endless pirouette, a twirling frenzy. Come on, let's make some noise. We failed to obviously. We're foolhardy and free. Come with us to a place that's far beyond. Tonight rejoice along to our jovial song. At the carnival. So celebrate, we know you'll have the ball. We'll beat that drum till curtain call, like we don't ever care at all. You gotta live a little let go. Our bodies grooving in a room built wall to wall. So come on down now, you're welcome into our show. For every note that's played, and every accolade, and every mask that hides a secretive message conveyed. And as we serenade, our characters portray this masquerade. Come with us to a place that's far beyond. Tonight rejoice along to our jovial song. At the What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? How's it going? I'm definitely not late. I don't know what you're talking about. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? This cover's legit. Oh my gosh, thank you, thank you. But yeah, welcome in, guys. Hello, hello, Riev, Dr. Dare, Yauza, Soliel, Toan, Seely, Attribio, Fantachan, Sensel. What's up, guys? How's it going? Okay, guys. Today we have a lot to do. Okay, we have a lot to get through. Apart from me brushing my hair, we're gonna be. Oh my god, we're gonna be chatting. We're gonna be chatting with Amanda Rochelle in like literally like 2 minutes, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to do this for so long, but then my dumbass kept being a mess. So we're finally doing it. It's finally happening. We're gonna talk with Amanda in a little bit. For those of you who don't know, Amanda Rochelle is amazing person. Super skilled, super talented, super sweet. She is CARTETHIYA'S voice actor in Wuwa, amongst many other things. And yeah. So today we have a very packed schedule. Okay, we're gonna be talking with Amanda for probably around like an hour and a half-ish. And then after that, I'm going to be speedrunning the Zenlist 2.3 story. So that's the plan. That's the plan, guys. So yeah. Okay, 1 second. It's so hot in my room. Let me turn on the fan real quick, and then we will go say hi. Yeah, I'm in call with her right now. We're in call. She's waiting for me. So we have yeah. let's start soon. I don't want to keep her waiting for too long. But yeah, welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Amitronics, Ghost Matters, Dry2, Lemons, Noobs, Duck, Yaza. How are you guys doing? Welcome in. Glad to see you. Welcome everyone who's new and everyone who's not new. Yeah, it's gonna be very exciting. Right on time, couldn't be earlier. Of course, guys, I'm always on time, don't you know? But okay. Cartwheels VA for an interview. Yeah, Amanda. Oh my god, she's been. And it's so fun too because Amanda has finished playing the story as well this past weekend, so we can also talk about stuff that isn't spoilers. We can talk about stuff that's spoilers as well for the story since she has experienced it. And yeah, very, very excited. And ask her how she feels when you do Dark Tide form. Okay, I will. Definitely. But yeah, anyways, okay. Like I said, don't want to keep her waiting too long. So I put on my lip balm and let's just hop back into the call and say hello to her. We're currently muted. I'm just staring at each other in this call with the camera on. Amanda's listening to this. I can tell because she's laughing at me right now. Okay. 1 second. 1 second. What's up, Tasneem? What's up? Okay, I'm gonna undeafen and then unmute, and then I will put, and I'll set up my screen properly. Oh. Okay, I'm undeafened, unmuted. Let me unmute Discord, and then okay. Don't keep the blessed maid waiting age. I know. She's already waited so long. Okay, so we can't keep her waiting any longer. But okay, wait. Let me. I swear, I feel like there's a better way for me to do this apart from using my monitor, but I don't know how to do it because it never works. So. Oh God. Okay, you guys can see that, I guess. Okay, give me a second. No, not display capture. Hold up. What am I doing? Holy shit! Professional streamer, by the way. No, I'm like the opposite of professional. This is such a mess. Window capture. Where are you? There you are. Okay. That never works. Okay. We'll just do what I normally do. Screen capture. You guys can see my whole screen. But yeah, wait. Hello, Amanda.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, there she is, guys. Okay, give me a second. Let me rearrange my monitor. Sorry, this is such a mess. One moment. But yeah, guys, everyone say hi.
Hi.
Hi Amanda. Yeah. I have YouTube and the Twitch chat. You know how it goes. So if I respond to some stuff that I don't know which chat you have open right now, so it was like first time. Listen, first time witnessing the levels of scuff that you will get from me. Of course. Let's put the chat on the screen. There, you guys can join us. Okay. There, chat can be in the middle. Perfect. Amazing. Oh my god, you know what I should have done? I should have gotten like a small little CARTETHIYA chibi and put it on the screen as well. Wait, that'd be so cute. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me look one up.
Next time.
Or my editor can add it in post. It's fine. But yeah, okay. Let me see. Do I have music in the background? You know, wait, let me get a song. We'll get the Leonidas Hotel OST looping in the BG. Nice and calm.
Very good.
Oh, I forgot you guys are looking at my monitor, so you can't see anything. Okay. ADHD is kicking in. I don't know what you're talking about, guys. Okay, I'm fine. This is. Oh my god, Amanda, I'm so sorry. I'm so awkward. Like at the moment, I'm like on the spot.
It's never happened to me that I had any issues on stream. So I mean.
Yeah, imagine having issues on the stream, guys. Imagine.
I know, right? Sick issues? What?
Is bizarre. Okay, so. Oh, I guess, okay, quick rundown then for I mean, I already told you, but for chat as well, is, yeah, we're gonna do some, like, general introductions. I have some general questions for Amanda. I think that, you know, just, like, general questions, that we're gonna give her, and then I will, after that, this is gonna be pretty casual. I'm not a very formal interview type of person, to be honest, so I mostly just wanted to come on call and chat. But yeah, so we'll do general questions, and then as the convo goes along, I'll open up to you guys. You guys can also ask questions in the chat as we go along while we talk and hang out, and that's the vibe. That's the vibe we're going for today. Okay.
Sounds good.
So yeah, if you guys have questions, then feel free to start thinking about them, so you guys can send them in the chat in a little bit. But okay, I guess we'll. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll do an intro. Well, firstly, chat. Okay, say hi, and yeah, we'll do an intro. Okay.
Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. Today is a very, very special day. As you can see on the screen here, we have the very, very lovely Amanda Rochelle alongside me. This is the very first time I think I'm doing something like this on stream, where we get to talk to one of the VAs of an amazing, amazing character in an amazing game by an amazing person. This is Amanda. Hello, Amanda. Introduce yourself. Say hi.
Hi, guys. My name is Amanda. I'm a voice actor, and you may know me as CARTETHIYA in Wuthering Waves. You may also know me as other things, but I think that's definitely the role that I'm known for.
Hey, it's the breakout role, and then there's many more to come.
It
okay?
is.
I mean, you've been very, very busy lately, so it's a good sign of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's CARTETHIYA. This is very apt because 2.7, the finale, just came out last week. And actually, I finished it like right after it came out. And then Amanda finished it this past weekend alongside Alexandra, who is Cantarella's voice actress as well. It was very, very cute. You guys should go check that out as well, because Amanda actually has played the entirety of the Renacida story, like the entirety of the Wua story. So we're gonna have some very fun chats in a little bit regarding that as well. And yeah. So I mean, just some general introductions. I know you've probably done this a billion times already since you've been on so many interviews. But
don't worry.
Did you wanna just give a slight introduction, like how do you got into VA, how you feel about CARTETHIYA, the role, and just general any thoughts that you might want to share?
Sure. So the question, I suppose, of how did I get into voice acting? I think like a lot of UK-based voice actors, I sort of went the traditional route of going theatre first, then film and television, and then voice acting most recently. But voice acting was always something I really wanted to do. I'm a big fan of animation. I'm a big fan of video games. I've been enjoying those things since I was a child. And so I always wanted to be part of telling those stories, because I think you can do such wonderful things in that medium. I think games especially, they're like the one true interactive medium, right? Where
like
you
actually
can
insert yourself.
The player really, in a lot of games, they can maybe shape the outcome of the game. And even if they can't, they certainly feel like they are very much inserted in the midst of the story, and they're experiencing it in a more active way than if you read a book or watch a play, where you kind of have that distance. And so I've always just been really drawn to especially games work, and I'm so grateful that I'm now doing that. But it was sort of a path through all of those various forms of acting until I kind of ended up here, which is, and now I mostly work in video games, which I'm very, very grateful for. But I feel like everything I did before kind of has informed, I suppose, the way I work now. I think it's all good practice. It's all acting. And voice acting really is acting first and voice second. So I'm really grateful that I've gotten to try a bit of everything. And CARTETHIYA, as you say, it's my breakout role. It's absolutely the thing that put me on the map. I've been an actor for a while, but not in a way where anyone has really taken note of me or known who I am or been particularly interested in all that. So this past year has been so interesting for me, because this really is the first time that I am experiencing things like this, where people want to ask me questions and want to talk about games with me. And I think that's so exciting, because there's nothing I want to do more than talk about video games. So, I mean, I'm very grateful to be in this position now and to have, people be interested in my opinions. So yeah, thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this conversation.
No, thank you so much, because I actually remember when we first met. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think Did you follow me first? Because I just remember when I saw you in my follow list, I was like, holy shit, wait, this is crazy. Shit. Because I have this thing where I'm kind of intimidated by people in the industry, because I just respect you guys so much, because it's just so amazing what you guys do. So then like I'm just sit here playing video games and I just post my reactions online, right? I'm just a clown. So then I was honestly really honored, and then I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I really want to like talk to you about just like stuff, and because I admire you so much from your performance. And yeah. So it's like, I mean, seeing the community, right? Even from like the perspective like of me is really cool. I was talking to you about this earlier, but it's been really cool to see how the community has been able to like kind of come together. And from what I've seen, has been treating you really, really well, because it's just so fun, especially because you do obviously care a lot about the medium and the actual, like the story itself too, right? Since a lot of voice actors are very busy, so they might not have as much time to invest into the stories and the characters for the games that they play roles in. But the fact that you've played through the entirety of the Renacida story, I think has been a really, really cool thing for a lot of players to see and a lot of fans to see, because then you kind of feel that connection, right? The connection of when we're all playing the story together and all being able to gush about the things that are going on. And then on top of that, being able to see your perspective as well from someone who also contributed towards creating that amazing experience. So it's been really wholesome.
I've enjoyed every bit of it, because I didn't start actually playing the game until we were already in 2.3. So I had a lot of catching up to do, right? But I started watching other people's playthroughs, and that's how I found you, because I was just watching other content creators who were playing through the story from 2.0 and onwards, and I just thought, oh my god, this is amazing, what a good story. And you were one of the people I thought just had lovely and genuine reactions, and that's why I followed you, and that's why I'm very excited to be chatting to you as well. I'm sure everyone who's here watching this right now, you're here as well because you also really like this content. And I think there's something to be said about genuine content and genuine reactions. I think in a time and age where so much has to be manufactured, to please an algorithm, right? It's just lovely to see someone just be their authentic self. So thank you for that.
No, thank you. Yeah, I mean, like when I play the games, because like I have this like bizarre mindset for me. Sorry, I'm gonna stop talking about me in a second. Where like for content, when I post it, I feel like I haven't really done anything differently from when I first started, which was I'm playing the game and then I just post my reaction to it. Obviously, I think I do get like more excited when I am actively streaming it publicly, but it's I don't know, that's just like, sorry, hearing that I'm just thank you, that's really kind of you.
You're very welcome.
No, yeah. Amanda's charm is unstoppable. I'm okay. Oh, I completely forgot what I was gonna ask you after that. Shoot. Give me a second. I had a list.
All right. I'll have some tea, guys.
Oh yes,
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, everyone. I have some water.
Very good.
But yeah, oh my, speaking of how you said that you have a lot of experience, right, in various fields. I think a cool thing to talk to you about, I have talked to you about this already, but in terms of, the fact that you have had so much varieties of experience with your career, right? You started in theater, you've also done TV, film, you've done like so many different things. And obviously voice acting itself is an acting role, like you said, but like what kind of like specific things do you think having that variety of experience has been able to help your voice acting in particular? Because with voice acting, it's very specific, right? Like you have only your voice to really convey so much. So
yeah, I think there's a reason why it really works well to go through the different mediums in the order that most people do. I think theater is something that is just so universally available. I mean, you can always just put on a play in your living room for your parents, right? Or your friends or something. So I think everyone kind of starts out performing live as a full body expression, right? Even if you're doing it, non-professionally, that's how a lot of people have their first experience with acting. It is some form of theater, really. And I think that's great because you kind of have to use all of you, but in that way, it also is the most true, I think, to real life. Whereas as soon as you move into something like screen work, there are all these technical limitations you have to be aware of. You have to be aware of your framing, you have to be aware of your eye lines and the light, and all these different things that kind of mean you have to, make your expression quite small, because otherwise it will seem kind of crazy and overdone. And I think then, going from theater to screen, a lot of people, they have to kind of rein themselves in and become really precise and small and detailed. And then when you go into voiceover again, you kind of have to turn it back up a little bit, because if you're used to conveying everything with, like a twitch of the eye,
and
that's not going to read.
Yeah.
So, then people need to kind of dial it back up. But I think what's really helpful about doing all of it is that it's all acting, it's all character work. And I think when you've been used to performing full body physically, I think it becomes more ingrained in you that even when you're doing a vocal performance, the body still has to be there, or we still need to at least hear the effect that whatever is happening would have on the body. So a really common example is if you are doing voice lines while the character is in combat, you need to project
you actually
more,
like swing
right?
IRL as you're
if
delivering it.
I wish you guys could be like a fly on the wall when we were recording, like for fleur-de-lis stuff. Like if it's a combat line, I am doing things because you need a bit of weight behind, Exactly. If you're swinging like a big old sword and splitting tidal waves, like you kind of need to put weight behind it. And obviously there is a limit to what you can do in a booth, because you still need to be on mic and you still need to not make random noises. But I think I am someone who I do embody it a lot, but I think I'm able to do that because I've done all the other disciplines first. And I also do a fair bit of motion capture work, which is also good because, again, it keeps you in that space of, I think when you're working in games, whether it's only audio like voice acting, or whether it's sort of a full performance like performance capture or mocap, you have to sell all of the circumstances through that performance. So vocally, you should be able to hear where I am, and things like, it's not just things like, is there noise like on the battlefield that I need to kind of overpower? It could also just be things like, is this a private conversation? Am I trying to not be overheard? Am I speaking to a big group of people? Am I giving a public speech versus am I telling my friend something in confidence? We should always be able to tell, who am I telling this to? Even if, you can probably see it in the game, but you should be able to hear, who am I talking to? How many? What is my relationship with them? What is the nature of the communication? And where is it? Again, are we in the middle of battle? Are we, at the campfire late at night? There's so many things.
Pizza Tropical.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoying some pizza tropical. Or even just things like, being injured. I think we've all played games where like maybe the character has different voice lines when they're injured. And so then you need to filter through the strain, or like if you're saying a voice line while the character's doing something, you need to hear that they're doing it. So there's just so many things you need to just be mindful of. But I think having done something where you are physically doing the thing, because in theater you would actually be doing the thing.
Yeah.
I think it just kind of builds the habit of imagining that you're doing it, even if you're not actually, right?
Yeah, and then on that,
and sometimes
vein,
oh sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, you finish first. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Well, I was going to say one thing that people might find interesting is, so I have announced that I have worked on the Battlefield game that has just come out. And just to give you an example, guys, when we're doing things like Battlefield, where, obviously we're playing soldiers, they will actually give you like heavy things to wear and hold. Like you are actually
like you're decked out,
recording lines with weighted stuff on, so that you sound like, like that you're weighed down, or like maybe you're like carrying really heavy things. Like we have all these really heavy props we can use so that we actually sound like, we have that going on.
That's so interesting.
So, yeah,
because I've seen obviously behind the scenes of voice actors trying like doing some physical actions when they're, for example, if they're swinging a sword, they'll swing like a wooden stick or something, right? But I didn't even think about the fact that even just when it comes to your own, not necessarily appearance, but your physical, like what you're wearing, right? What the character's wearing. And like you said, those weighted vests to mimic the equipment that you would be wearing when you're going to battle or whatnot. Yeah, it's like it's so physical, and I'm sure that also helps with getting yourself immersed in the role too, right? Because
Yeah.
you don't have any of the actual like visuals when you're recording. You only have the script and descriptor.
Usually we don't. Yeah, usually we don't. We have a spreadsheet, like an Excel spreadsheet, right? That's the glamour of voice
Excel
acting. That's what
spreadsheet.
we're looking at. Yep, yep. I think every now and then, so it depends on the game. So if we are assuming it's something like Wuthering Waves, then you'd have the spreadsheet with the lines. Every now and then, if there's a sort of a pre-rendered cinematic scene where it has to be exactly the same in all language versions, then what we might see is, so we will hear the original voice actors. So in this case, that would be the Chinese voice actors.
Okay.
They will go in and put down their lines first. And then I think the animation is probably timed around that performance. So we will see like rough storyboard art that kind of like matches what is happening in the vocal performance. And then we have to, with that in one ear, kind of dub it over in exactly the same way with the exact same length. So those are the only instances where we actually see anything visually. But what we see typically is very far from the final product. So sometimes when people say, oh, why did the voice actor say the line that way? Like clearly she was looking sad, but she said it in a happy way. We probably don't know what the character looked like when we had the line. So,
You're seeing an Excel sheet.
yeah, that's the thing. So sometimes it could simply be that we didn't have all the information about what was specifically happening, and then there can be a bit of a mismatch between what it looks like and what it sounds like. Yeah.
I mean, at least, sometimes it happens, but it's hard, right? Because there's so many voice lines and you probably record them in such long sessions as well. Like one thing that I think a lot of people sometimes don't realize is that I think from what as far as I'm aware, right? When you're doing voice acting sessions, usually you're by yourself, right? It's like not that often where you're actually being able to bounce off of the other characters and the other people. So you're really just reading from a script of your voice lines, and then you probably have some context of what the conversation is, but it's still hard to gauge, right? Exactly what's going on, especially because you don't have those visuals. And also, I mean, subsequently that leads into the next question, which would be, I kind of already know this answer, but when it comes to, like how much you know patch by patch, how much do you actually know?
I know, assuming we're talking about something like
Like the
Wuthering Waves,
story.
I know
Yeah.
what I need to know. So just to give an example, in Wuthering Waves, I would get told what is happening specifically with CARTETHIYA, but I wouldn't necessarily know what other characters are doing at the same time somewhere else, because that isn't need to know for me, right? So I kind of only know what's happening in the scene, and sometimes I need to be like, okay, how did we go from there to there? Like, what happened in the middle?
Missing some context here.
So I have enough information that I can sort of do the bit that I'm in. But that's why, I think people sometimes think I pretend to be surprised by things that happen in the game when I'm playing it. But genuinely, just to give an example, 2.2, I didn't know what was happening with Cantarella outside of the moments where she's speaking to CARTETHIYA. So anything that happens before that, I'm like, I have no idea. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, that happens. Okay. I don't know. And the same with 2.4, because I was only doing voice lines for like a specific timeline. I had no idea what was happening in the other timelines. I was
So
just
you're like, whoa, this is an entire different story going on over here that I just did not know.
I had no idea. I had no idea what was happening. It was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so like, even if you're trying to predict
I know what I need to know.
Yeah. So even if you're like trying to predict the story, it's you can't really, because there's just
No, it's very
you
hard
get
to.
such out of context clips essentially, right? It's like
Yeah,
taking
you only see your own scenes.
tidbits.
So it's kind of hard, like, unless it's only about you, it's really hard to figure out what all the other specific story beats are.
I mean, does it make you extra curious whenever you see stuff happening and then you're like, okay, genuinely, like, how did we go from like 0 to 100
Oh, yeah.
between these two scenes?
A good example is that when I was given the script for 2.4, before I started going in, I just kind of flipped through it out of, again, curiosity, because at that point I'd started playing the game and I was actually quite invested, and I was like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen. And when I got to the end of the script and I saw that Scar is there, I'm like, Scar got out of prison?
When did that happen?
And I was just like, oh my God. And then I had to obviously keep quiet because I was like, well, I can't tell anyone because this is confidential. But I just sat on that for a long time. And I think Shai Matheson, who voices Scar, even like posted something about Scar at one point. And I was just there like,
no comment.
I said nothing.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Scar, who's that? I've never heard of that character before, actually.
Never heard of him.
Because I'm a law-abiding citizen and I never end up in jail, right?
This is me every time. Like, every time I know something, I always panic. I'm like, I can't say anything. Like, sometimes I even have nightmares that I've, like, leaked something.
Oh my,
and it's just,
not
you know.
the nightmares.
Yes. Yeah. But the funny thing is, it won't be like that I leaked something real. It'll be like, oh no, I accidentally tweeted that I was in this game 15 years ago that doesn't exist. And I'm like, what?
Wait, I had a similar thing where it wasn't like being in a game, obviously, but I think for a few patches ago, I think Star Rail, I dreamed that I had played the upcoming patch even before the upcoming patch had released. And then I woke up, I was like, wow, that was such a good patch. And then I realized, I was like, wait a second. That wasn't real.
I love that. You just imagined the whole story.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was bizarre, actually. It was like a combination, amalgamation of a bunch of different other things. But yeah, but the point of nightmares, that's pretty funny.
Well, I mean, it's not like drastic waking up screaming once. It's just like ones where I'm like, oh no, did I do that? And then I'm like, you never did that. Like, that never happened.
It's like there's so much info in your head that sometimes it like gets a little bit muddled up.
I think it's that. It's like when I'm tired, because like I was playing Tomb Raider, like the 2013 reboot, like just kind of like as a wind down game. I was sort of playing that, and then I dreamt that I had leaked that I was Lara Croft in like a Tomb Raider game that doesn't exist, and I was like, why? Why would my brain invent that? Anyway,
dream.
I'm not Lara Croft, sadly. I would love to be, but I'm not.
Who knows? Maybe one day.
Maybe in future, but no, I'm definitely not.
But yeah, I mean, okay, since we're kind of getting on the topic of the story, wait, I just saw a really funny comment. Someone said, agreed, the Threnodian preyed on y'all's anxiety.
100%. I blame the Threnodian for everything, and Cristoforo, but like, same thing.
Exactly. Oh, he's the ultimate drama kid right there. If he did 100%. Theater, he would go theater and like he would do all of the different disciplines as a voice actor. And
this is the thing. I feel like the Fraxiters are a bunch of theater kids.
They
like
are.
Not in disparaging way, but like,
that's what we've been saying as well. Is that the Fraxiters are just really, really disgruntled theater kids. They're so dramatic. I mean, there's also theater kids on like the quote-unquote good guy side as well, but the Fraxiters as a whole, they're just like theater kids taken to the extreme. They're theater kids with the trauma.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I can say it as a theater kid, but like I'm just okay.
You're like, yeah, I vibe with you. Maybe not your morals, but I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, speaking of the story though, now that we're talking a little bit about the story, which I was really excited because we could talk about it since you finished it. But yeah, in terms of obviously 2.7 itself had some obviously, very big revelations, and we got to see the Threnodian have that final form with Fertilus again.
Yep.
How was that?
Yep. That was cool. I mean, I thought it was really fun to see like the final form, or like the I guess the form it had intended for Fleur-de-Lis to have. I mean, I think it's a very cool design, like that sort of goth Fleur-de-Lis. I mean, I thought that looked really cool.
I'm very normal about the Fleur-de-Lis design, okay? But yeah, I mean, like, cause you did the voice lines for the Threnodian there. Did you?
Well, so just to avoid any more misconfusion, I did a few of the voice lines, but only specifically in the moments where Leviathan is pretending to be Fleur-de-Lis. It happens like twice that it kind of fakes out Rover and pretends to be Fleur-de-Lis.
Yeah, like earlier on.
And Rover isn't fooled. So like there were a few lines where I did voice Leviathan pretending to be Fleur-de-Lis. So it's kind of like sexy Fleur-de-Lis voice.
Even sexier than normal Fleur-de-Lis.
Yeah, like deliberately sexy fleur-de-lis voice. But that was really fun. But just because a lot of people have asked me,
Okay.
I do not voice Leviathan
Okay.
and Imperator, like in general. That's
Yeah.
someone else. That's not me.
Yeah.
They are amazing though.
So like, just final question on that particular thing. So in like the final scene, right, with that like final fleur-de-lis evil form,
Yeah.
was that you or was that not you?
Well, so yes and no. Like it was
Okay.
both of us because I think
they
there's like
combined.
there's a moment at first where I think it's like, as I remember it, there's a moment where in the beginning it has a few lines pretending to still be fleur-de-lis, and then Rover says like, "You're not her," and then
Levi's like, "Fuck
Leviathan
it."
kind of goes like, "All right,
All right.
whatever," you
Bigs
know,
up.
and it goes into its true voice, which again is the same. You know, I think it's so cool that it's the same voice actor doing the Sentinel and Leviathan.
Yeah.
I just think that's really cool that it's the same voice, right?
Me too. And it's really cool too how even with just the casting decisions and the directing decisions on that, the fact that like the Threnodian and not the Threnodian, the Leviathan and the Sentinel have the same voice actor. It's so symbolic, right? It aligns with the story perfectly. It makes sense because they are one and the same. They've combined before in the past, and then just it makes total sense.
It does make total sense. But yeah, they're amazing, and I don't think they've like been announced or they haven't announced themselves. So like I'm hesitant to say too much because obviously I don't want to like
don't worry, don't get in trouble.
out them. But they are amazing. So I mean, yeah, I think we can all agree that they did a fantastic job.
Yeah, they're very emotional. Some of those voice lines and those scenes that they had. So, I'm just thinking of was it 2.2. With Glory, I don't remember the specific patch. 2.3? 2.3? That was the Cantarella Cartethia patch, right? 2.3?
That was 2.2.
2.2.
Yeah.
That patch had my heart.
Mine too, but I'm biased.
Yeah, understandably so. Hey, it just means you're biased with good taste, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
did you have any like particular moments voicing Cartethia specifically, or / fleur-de-lis that really stood out to you? Like, what were some of your favorite moments voicing her?
I think I was really excited the first time I got to voice fleur-de-lis in 2.2, just because we'd kind of been building up to it, and I was like, ooh. And it's not actually that many lines she gets, but I feel like what she does get in those cutscenes is quite epic. Like, I think what's cool about fleur-de-lis is that all her lines are just bangers. Like, you know, she doesn't say anything that isn't incredibly cool.
Yeah,
and by
the dialogue,
by virtue of that, I sound really cool when I do her because she's just a badass.
Your performance also 100% helps carry it too.
So I really do like fleur-de-lis, and also she's obviously closer to my voices. You know, anyone who's played the game can tell my own voice is more in her pitch. Cartethia, I go way up, but I think one thing I really enjoyed was so basically I recorded it in sequence. So like I did all the Cartethia lines first, and then I did fleur-de-lis, and then I did merged Cartethia and fleur-de-lis. And it was really cool doing it in that order because it just kind of meant I had the opportunity to sort of do, because I knew they were going to merge at the end of the story, I had this opportunity to do a cool thing where I kind of could craft two different voices that were very distinct. Like they didn't want them to be, oh, it's the same person. Like they wanted them to be very distinct, but then be able to merge into a third thing that wouldn't be too far from either. And it was just a very cool challenge where I could kind of make two voices that weren't so annoying that you couldn't sustain them for like several hours, but felt incomplete. I was trying to see if I could make them sound like they were missing something. So 2.2 Cartethya's voice is very breathy and uncertain because she's literally she doesn't have a physical form. She's just like a,
and she doesn't have her memories, and she has so much anxiety about everything of what's going on.
So she was very delicate, whereas fleur-de-lis has all the weight and the physical form, but she also has the exhaustion and like the weight of it on her shoulders. And so I tried to make her have that exhaustion in her voice. And then when they sort of combine, they have a more grounded, more healthy, more sort of middle ground voice, but also that's when the sense of humor comes back merged Cartethia has a bit of sass, which I think is nice because in her
Yeah.
backstory, we see that she was, like a fun girl originally, right? She did some fun things, and I thought that should be reflected in the kind of performance. And I was happy that at the end of 2.7, even though obviously a lot of serious things happened to Cartethia,
She got her happy end.
she got a happy end, but also I was glad to see that she kind of went back to her, funny self, right? She's joking about like, aren't I a good actor? You were all fooled, and I think it's really joyful to see her get those moments of just being silly, because I think that's who she is at her core when she doesn't have to, do life and death stuff. It's just nice to see her get moments of fun as well.
Yeah, I mean, she's very silly, but I have a very serious question for you because chat will not let go of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Amanda. Do you like Pizza Tropical?
Yes. I mean, this is controversial.
Oh my gosh.
This is controversial, but look, guys, I'll be honest with you. I don't have beef with Hawaiian pizza. I mean, I've heard
there
it's
is no
actually
beef on
invented
it.
in Canada. Maybe you can confirm.
I cannot confirm because I'm uncultured.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I will make, though, one clarification. I think if we're talking Italian pizza, I would not put pineapple on. But if we're
Understandable.
talking kind of like,
Casual.
New York pizza or like non-Italian pizza, right? If we're just talking any other kind of pizza, I'm not fussy. I don't think the combination of ham and pineapple is off-putting. I think it kind of works.
It's sweet and
It kind of
salty.
offsets. Yeah, I see it. I don't hate it,
The Leviathan's talking over you is what they're
I
saying.
know. Sorry, guys.
You've been taken
Sorry.
over. Sorry, guys. The Leviathan
think
won in the end,
In
okay?
fairness, I think there's just not a lot of pizza toppings that I really, strongly dislike to the point where I wouldn't eat it.
I get that. Yeah, I think for me, the only thing might be olives, but I just don't like olives in general. But apart
Yeah,
from
fair
that-
enough. Yeah.
Yeah. But hey.
I'm
guys.
easy. I think I'll eat anything on a pizza.
Yeah, sorry. That was the most controversial question of today. But
no, we got to
we
talk
ha-
about it.
we
it's
had to
important.
address the elephant in the room, or I guess the pineapple in the room in this case, okay? So,
People want to know.
yeah. If the chat wants to know, they will
Exactly.
receive
We
their
got to give
answer.
chat what they are asking for.
Mushrooms are great too. Yeah, mushrooms are also pretty yummy.
Yeah, I like mushrooms.
But oh my gosh, we talked about pizza, and I've forgotten my questions again.
All good.
But okay, so yeah, we talked about your favorite lines to record. Oh yeah, some people wanted to ask about like possible future projects, but obviously that's a little like. Do you have any like future projects that you might be working on that you can talk about, or vaguely?
No, not at the moment,
Okay.
because usually what happens is I can talk about them when they're announced.
Understandable.
But I am working on several things, and I think I
Hmm.
probably will have something I can announce in the near future. But
Exciting.
I need to wait for the the all
Yeah.
clear. But yeah, no, unfortunately, I can't say too much yet about anything. But I'm working on several things, and I think things that what's really funny is some of these projects, like trailers, have been out for so long that it's entirely plausible that people will have heard me in these projects and not realized because
It's not
they came
officially out.
or maybe like
released yet.
these trailers came out a year ago and Cartethia hadn't been revealed yet, and so nobody had heard my voice, and so nobody has connected that like that is me.
True.
Whereas if you heard it now, you probably would guess, because
Like, oh, that's
sometimes it's like,
Amanda.
well, that's a very similar voice to like Fleur-de-Lis or something. So like, I think there are things where when I can announce them, people will be like, oh yeah,
You know, that makes
obviously.
sense. That makes sense. I can hear it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, are there other types of foods that you like? This is very random, but I'm still thinking about the pizza.
I
so.
love food.
Me too. I feel like I spend most of my money on food, honestly.
Oh yeah, no, valid. I love food. My challenge is that I am celiac and also I have a milk allergy, so I can't have gluten and milk, which is a real bummer for a lot of food. But I will say, I feel like food has become so like alternatives are so good these days. You can really make a lot of things, even if you have allergies. And I just eat a lot of Asian food because I eat a lot of rice because it's
I love rice.
gluten free. I eat loads of, I'm like, I can eat all vegetables, all meat, like I'm fine. And I can eat rice and potatoes and quinoa and corn. I can eat a lot of things. So I feel like I just am very happy about everything I can eat. It's like all the unhealthy stuff that I can't have. So it kind of makes it easy to be health conscious. It's like, well, I have no choice. All the snacks are off limits, right?
It's okay. It's the automatic filter, right? It's just like life just doesn't want you to be unhealthy. Now the rest of us, we have to.
I mean, clearly, it's probably for the best, but it's like I had this conversation with someone recently, and they were like, "So what do you like? What kind of snacks can you then have, right? Because you can't eat any of the good stuff." And it's like, oh, like I'll eat like a rice cracker, and they'll be like, a plain rice cracker.
So yummy though.
I would, man. I would.
Is it cheese a dairy product? How do you eat pizza? Well, lots of pizzas don't have. There's lots of types of pizza that don't have cheese on it.
Yeah.
Right?
So essentially, what I would need to do now is, I'd need to get gluten-free and vegan cheese, which obviously can be a sad affair. Like sometimes, some free from products are not very good, and you feel like you're eating cardboard. But there are places where they do such a good substitute that you really wouldn't think that you were missing out. And I think the key is finding those places that can accommodate, where you don't feel like you're just sat there eating sad pieces of wood or something. But yeah, it's tricky. It does make things like pizza a little less accessible. But I think I live in London, and it's such
lots of varieties.
It's such a big city with so many different cultures, so you can pretty much get anything. But like sushi is my go-to because
sushi is so
it's naturally
good.
gluten-free if I'm not, adding any soy sauce, which is not gluten-free.
Oh, really?
I
didn't know that.
Yeah, it's because there's a tiny bit of flour, like wheat flour, in soy sauce. But you can have tamari, which is essentially the same product, but just with a different flour, and it's gluten-free. So yeah, due diligence, guys.
Yeah, because I have had friends obviously that have allergies and stuff, and I think it used to be worse when we were younger, because over the years, like you said, accessibility has gotten a lot better, especially in bigger cities with regards to food preferences. Because sometimes even people who don't necessarily have allergies will still prefer to eat, like gluten-free or healthier or vegan just for their own health. Because it has, people are a lot more conscious about that nowadays, which is a good thing, I think, overall. People are realizing that fast food, while it, tastes delicious sometimes, it also can just cause so many different health effects that are overall, it's like, is it really worth it to eat fast food often when it's just going to make your body feel worse in the long run?
Yeah.
So,
well, I think it's good we have the options, right? Because as you say, even if you don't have to eat in a certain way because maybe you don't have conditions that force you to, you can still choose to. And I think it's just good that we have the option so that no matter what your preference or your need is, you can find something that works for you. But I think at the end of the day, since discovering that I have all those allergies, basically I've just started to going to more like farmers markets and just buying, produce. Like that's the easiest way for me to accommodate, because if I just pick up the ingredients with no processing, well, I know what's in it, right? And I can just combine it however I want. I do like cooking, so yeah. Because
I saw you do some collabs with David Jim Johnson, David Johnson. Yeah, David. Oh my god, my brain. Because he's been doing lots of really cool cooking videos for a lot of the Wu recipes, and I think did you collab with him for the Loris salad, I think?
So he made a video about how to make CARTETHIYA'S Loris salad. And people were saying, "Oh, you should try it." And I was like, I'm down, but I'm busy. And then one of my friends actually took the time to make the recipe following David's video and presented it to me. And so I had it, and it was amazing. It was actually really, really good.
That's adorable.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I feel like now the next logical step is that we have to make Pizza Tropicale, right? Because he also made a video on that, and I kind of feel like, in fairness to Pizza Tropicale, I kind of need to try that as well. So I think maybe that's a video for down the line, recreating the Pizza Tropicale and trying it and giving an honest review.
That'll be super fun. I think a lot of people will enjoy that one. And it'll be cool too.
Yeah, it's very memey, but I feel like for science, right? We gotta try.
And also, you'll be able to kind of, obviously, you have to do some workarounds, right? So that you can actually eat it properly.
Yeah, of
So
course.
then
I mean,
it'll also
I would
be like a
need to
healthier
make
version
it.
too.
Yeah, I think what is interesting is I think I will like pizza tropical less than Hawaiian pizza because I've realized what is so confusing about pizza tropical is it's not just a pineapple pizza because it's not ham. It's just crown apple or pineapple, but then it also has jam on it. So I feel like really
I
what
did
it
not know that.
so I feel like what it is like it's pineapple with chili jam, and that makes me a little less excited.
Oh, I see. I thought it was just Hawaiian pizza, and then they just gave it a fancy name.
I thought that too, but having read the recipe and having seen David's video, now I'm like, I think I know why this is cursed, but I'll try it. I'll try it.
Okay, fair. The people, the haters, maybe the people of Laguna are valid in their opinions.
I just love that it's so in the lore. Like, I think it was Life Lessons who I know you recently collaborated
we just
with.
talked yesterday about the story.
I think so I did like a little lore and explore stream with him where we were talking about different lore things. And as I was just sort of exploring, and he guided me to there's like some NPCs near Margarita's Trattoria, where you buy the pizzas in Laguna, where there are some NPCs discussing like why it is such a crime to have pizza tropical. And I just love that they put it in the law. Like it's not just like, oh yeah, don't do it. It's like someone is actually there telling someone else, if you do this, you will be excommunicated. Like it's social suicide. You cannot be seen doing this.
The order will banish you. You're gonna go on your journey. You're on your voyage.
I mean, I took this question so far, because I figured that people wanted to know, that I asked Rich Keeble, who is the voice actor of Fenrico, what did he think Fenrico's stance on Pizza Tropical would be, and he would say, and he said that he figured Fenrico would have just banned it, like he would have just been like, no, I do not want this.
I wash my hands.
So.
The fact that this is a conversation that you guys are asking each other is
a very
so
deep
hilarious
conversation.
I love it. I love it when, in all seriousness, you have these really silly topics that become these, not heated, but like jokingly heated debates amongst the different people in the fandoms, the voice actors themselves, as well, for the characters.
Yeah,
really
I think it's hilarious. It's a top tier meme.
Yeah. So Fenrico wouldn't order a pizza tropical.
Fenrico would not. No. You've heard it from Rich Keeble himself.
So Fenrico disapproves, and I mean Fenrico got his redemption arc. Okay, so we can no longer.
It's true. So we gotta listen
with his
to him.
opinions. He's valid.
Yeah.
But yeah, and even just like the small references in the game where they always joke about, like how at the very beginning the Leviathan or the Sentinel, when they give Phoebe that message from the very 2.0, right after the Carnival, and then it was actually CARTETHIYA telling her, hey, have some moral salad. And then it got referenced again.
I think
at the
that's
end.
quite funny.
That was so hilarious.
It's funny that she's just been using that ability to be telling people to eat more salad. I mean, that's just such a CARTETHIYA thing to do.
Yeah, she just wants to be healthy.
Exactly. She's like, guys, you stop eating, pizza tropical, have a salad. Anyway.
It's okay. It's like your canon CARTETHIYA also eating healthy. We have to spread the word, guys, okay?
Exactly, yeah.
Salads all the way. Get those greens. Get that fiber. But okay, yeah. And I see another question from Chad. Have you come across any fan stuff about CARTETHIYA, and how do you feel about that? Like in terms of like fan art or the videos and stuff. Because I've seen you retweeting and enjoying like fan content quite a lot.
I mean, I think there's so much really good fan art out there, and I get really excited when I see it. I just think it's so lovely that people are taking the time to do it. I've seen some really beautiful, everything from like just sketches to something that is, like a fully detailed piece of art. There are so many beautiful pictures out there, and I love all of it. Like, I think some of the things I've really appreciated are things that are kind of even more personal. Like some people, I think the first time I streamed, there's a great artist, I think called Osari, who they made like a drawing of CARTETHIYA playing the game, sort of
Oh,
in
that's
reference
so
to my
cute.
stream, and like put little headphones on her. And it was
That's
super
so
cute.
adorable.
And just a few days ago, I think someone made like a fan art of things that me and Alex had said on our stream together.
Oh,
Like, because we
yeah.
were joking about how Cantarella must be like poor because she can only afford one sock, you know? And we were like joking about these things, and someone kind of made like a piece of art of Fleur-de-Lis like earnestly giving Cantarella a second sock. And I just thought these things are so, you know, wholesome. Like someone actually watched our, you know, unhinged stream and and took the time to do that. And I just think that's so adorable because, you know, we're just being silly, right? We're just being silly together. But I think it's just so endearing that we can have that relationship with the community, you know, that we can all joke about these characters and things like, why does Cantarella only have one sock? And, you know, these things. It's just, I think that's really lovely. There's so much good fan art. When I see it, I just retweet it.
Yeah, if you ever, oh my gosh, if you ever find that, if you still have that, the little edit thingy, send it to me later. I also want to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, I'll send it to you guys, chat, as well when we get it. But yeah, I mean, I just think I also obviously love watching, you know, fan content because, again, like you said, it's just like the amount of effort that people put into it. Me personally, I also obviously love watching, you know, VAs playing the games as well. Like whether it's in like Wuwa, like watching you and Alex play the story itself. Also, by the way, for those of you guys who don't know, Amanda does have a YouTube channel and has played through the entirety of the Renacida storyline and also played Wuwa with some of the other voice actors as well. Very, very fun streams, so you should go check that out. Links will be in the description, of course. But it's just like, as a fan, right, of the series, I love watching. I just love watching it, and then seeing those fan like chibis and references to even the, you know, you guys, the voice actors, just being silly is so fun, and just the sense of community and being able to imagine these alternate kind of like universe kind of selves, I guess, of the characters is so sweet, especially given the fact that a lot of the times, you know, the stories can be very heavy in their topics and the things that are going on and the stakes. So having that kind of like breath of happiness and fresh air in that like AU for the characters through you guys, who also obviously represent the characters in a really big way from your performance as them, it's
really lovely. And I think it's so, it's just so nice that we can have that sort of, it feels like we're having a joke together, right? You know, we will say or do something silly and then someone draws it as if, you know, what if that character had said or done that, right? Because obviously we're just there as ourselves saying silly stuff. But I just think it's very wholesome. And yeah, I really appreciated that. And, you know, I actually, like, one of the now we're talking about things that people have made, like, I have to show this. Like, James Day made this Blake Bloom for me, right?
That's
like,
actually so nice.
He crafted this. It's like felt. It's like really nice.
Yeah, that quality on that is crazy.
It's so pretty and it's so cute. And he was like, well, CARTETHIYA can be like an honorary member of the Black Shores, right? And
confirmed here first. CARTETHIYA has joined the Black Shores.
I mean, not canon, guys, but I mean, I just think that was so lovely of him. And we did a stream together very recently where we were recreating CARTETHIYA'S night puppet, and I just thought, like, it actually came out looking really good, thanks to James, not thanks to me. But
the craft master.
I just think those kind of things are so fun and lovely, right? Like being able to physically make things related to the game. I just think that's so much fun.
Yeah. People are saying Shorekeeper coming in like another one, Rover.
Oh yeah,
the war, the great Rover war.
Sorry,
guys.
Shorekeeper wasn't trying to encroach.
She just wants to be part of the crew, okay?
I know my place.
And sorry, I just like the only thing I can think about just now when you were talking about crafting was because we destroyed Alto's ship in game too, right? So then it's like, oh, now I'm just imagining Alto having to manually recraft his ship, rebuild the ship himself on the side when we were doing all of our stuff.
He probably does have to do that. We're gonna have to ask James about that. But yeah, he probably does have to. That's why he was so sad.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he brought us another one in 2.7.
I know.
Hopefully
What a
this
good
time we won't
guy.
crash it.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, you know. Those seas are very are very tumultuous.
Clearly, the waves wither and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the waves for the next little bit are going to be a bit calmer because we were able to deal with it, but you know.
Let's hope.
But yeah. Oh, this is a good question. Which one of the updates for the story was one of your favorites to play through? Because I know you said you really enjoyed like doing specific stuff, but like for playing it as like a story experience, were there any particular parts that really stood out to you separately from voicing in it?
Yeah, I mean, I think they feel very different. I feel like maybe it's just me, but it feels like each patch they're trying to experiment with different play styles or different ways of experiencing the content. And I think that's what's interesting, and that's why it's hard for me to be like, oh, that patch was clearly my favorite out of. But I feel like there were moments in each one that I thought was spectacular. Like the end of 2.4 was like a whole whirlwind of like, what's
happening?
And I also thought, 2.5 was really interesting, but that felt more like an introspective story. Like the gameplay felt not slow, but like it felt very different because it felt like it was more about discovering like the inner workings of Frolova and the nature of that relationship with Rover and what had maybe happened in the past between them. And then 2.6, I thought like, again, the end of the first part of 2.6, I don't know why, but it kind of reminded me of Mass Effect because that whole like racing to that, like, I can't remember what it's called, like the Earthrind or like, the place where you're like, we've got to get there. And it kind of looked like a Reaper, right? And I was like, okay, we've got to go. And like, it was just also like tense, that whole ending and fighting Augusta and her coming back. Like, I'm spoiling everything, guys, but I'm just going to assume you've played it, right?
I've been spoiling stuff, so.
I think that was so fast paced that I was like, by the end of it. But then I actually really liked the slower pace of part 2. Like, and again, I didn't think it was slow, but I liked that whole sort of going into the underworld kind of thing and bringing Iuno back. I thought they felt so different to play. And maybe it's because I've only been playing this game for a few months, but they all felt very different.
100%.
But I really enjoyed all of it. I mean, I think 2.2 was the first like proper story that I really like played through on stream and doing all of it that way. And obviously I knew a lot of what was going to happen, but it was very exciting to see it all come together and to find out. I didn't know what Cantarella's role was in it. Yeah. So even though I'd recorded everything I had, I was still like, wait, what? When I found out all like the bits about what was the Sentinel's plan and how did Cantarella figure in and like what was going to happen? Like that was so mind-blowing to me. So obviously I have a very soft spot for 2.2 because I have so much fondness for that bit of the story, but I think they've all just been really interesting to play. And 2.7 obviously was a whirlwind. Like the final hour of that was like...
It was just like banger, 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 banger.
Yeah. We had no words. I think anyone, if you watched the stream that me and Alex did, we were just like eyes glazed over like, what is happening?
Yeah, I was freaking out during the entire last arc as well. I was like, dude, there's so much happening and it's so cool, but also like there's so much happening, so what's going on? But also like I know what's going on, but what's happening?
Oh yeah, 100%. That final battle, we were just like, It was great though.
And actually, I also like hearing that again. Now that I think about it, in a way, it's kind of like you're experiencing the story through CARTETHIYA'S perspective, right? Because you get only her perspective at first, and then as you play through the story, like once it's released, then you're also learning alongside the rest of the world, essentially what is going on with all of the other characters. So even just like thinking about that concept itself is really cool.
And also, guys, I'm gonna have to assume you've played 2.7 because otherwise we've been spoiling anything.
We've been spoiling everything.
But if you think about it, 2.7, my experience recording that was literally going in and being like, oh, I immediately died. Great. And then I'm back. So I had no idea what happened in, like, I did not know what was going to happen in 2.7. Right?
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought there was going to be like a little bit more Cartethia in 2.7, but
I don't even think I had a line as as she gets shot. It's just like, oh,
I
okay.
was like, oh, bye. Oh yeah, true, because by the time we arrive, she's already on the ground.
Yeah, I know. So that was like, I think maybe there's like a breath, like a, but like that's literally it, right? Just came to do the breath, and then it was like, I'm back. So that was really fun, but it also just meant that I genuinely did not know what was going to happen. But I also, again, I couldn't say to people, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not in the story, because that would also be a spoiler, right?
Yeah.
So, it's that thing of having to be like, I can't tell you what I know. And just trying to like have a poker face about it.
Yeah, and I'm sure if like playing the story as well, sometimes it's like you have to hold yourself back from saying specific things rather than just like talking about what's going on for,
Yeah.
parts. So
I
it's
mean,
probably like a whole
definitely,
jumble in your head as well.
I think that moment in the stream, Alex and I just kind of look at each other and we're like, oh, wow. Anyway, because we can't give anything away. But yeah. It's good fun. It's good fun. I really do enjoy experiencing it myself the way the player does, because as you say, I have such limited information that I'm always like, oh, this is what Galbrena does. Amazing.
And if anything, you probably have a very skewed perspective too, because you're given some context without it all, versus like us who have no context whatsoever. So then as players, it's like if we're looking for context, we would be then like scrounging for clues in the previous story. But then it's like they give you limited context, so then you probably have some ideas in your head of how it's going to go, and then sometimes it's like just so different because you had that extra info, but then without the full picture, it's like what the heck is this?
Yeah, of course. I mean, sometimes you are just like, oh, I don't quite know how that's gonna come together, but I'm excited to find out.
Yeah. Oh, I see people talking about the "suffer my disobedience" line. Yeah, that was a really good
I mean,
line,
this is what I mean. All the lines for Fleur-de-Lis are just really cool. I mean, she just never says anything casually. It's never just like, meh. She always says something cool. So
it's all
that's why it's so fun to do that.
Like profound, or
it's epic. I kind of feel like Fleur-de-Lis is like Shakespearean in a way. I feel like she's because she is that sort of almost like demigod.
And like she's been around for so long, right? Even though she's
so it's just, I feel like the way she talks even is just a bit more epic. It's just like everything she says is very it's very Shakespearean, I think, is how I felt it recording it.
Yeah, and I think the entirety of the Renacida story has also felt that way in a sense, especially with how dramatic it is, because a huge theme has been putting on this play, like the storybook, right? The story that we are enacting right now. So having that air of dramatism, I don't know if that's a word.
I mean, Cristoforo is just quoting Shakespeare, right? Like he's just happily quoting Shakespeare. So I mean, I think I think it had that quality to it for sure, and I think I quite enjoyed that, maybe because I have a theater background, I don't know, but there was just something quite enjoyable about it. Like she felt like she was kind of from a different time, like she was a different time and place, and I just thought that was really nice.
Yeah, and I think it's like you said, like with the whole, when you were voicing Cartethia, Fleur-de-Lis separately, and then combining them into one as well, and how she kind of, it's also a little bit similar to, like you said, like the different times, right? As she also starts to get more information and starts to learn more about what's actually happening in her past and the current times, right? And her developments alongside the characters in the current times as well. It's just really fun to get to see her develop like that and really come into herself, because at the end, like you said, it's so nice to see her be able to be silly, be a little bit goofy. And then that end scene when she is talking to Phoebe, because obviously Phoebe is like to Phoebe, this is like meeting Jesus Christ, right? Like this is this
Yeah,
is the
of
blessed
course.
maiden.
Yeah.
You know? So she was freaking out. And then CARTETHIYA'S just cracking jokes here, like teasing her. It was
Yeah.
so
She's like, calm
so
down.
wholesome.
I think a lot of people were happy that those characters got to interact.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah,
I
I thought
agree.
that was cute.
Yeah, like that's one of the things I really liked about 2.7 in particular, was getting to see more interactions between the characters themselves as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, that
Because
was really
there's
nice.
so
I
many
think we've got some
dynamics.
good moments. Yeah, and it's nice. Like we had Cantarella and Carlotta kind of teaming up or like finding an alliance. Like these things that I know a lot of people have been waiting for. It's just quite nice to see that happen.
I was so excited for the Carlotta Cantarella one. That one, that combo,
Yeah.
that team in particular, when they showed
Yeah.
up, I freaked out. They gave them that power
Yeah.
shot. It was so sick. Especially just like
No,
all the
that
history,
was a good moment.
right? All of the
Yeah.
history of the families and how they have been so opposed all this time, and then seeing Cantarella and, you know, wow, my brain, Carlotta.
Yeah.
Be able to essentially break free of that past, all of that, you know,
Yeah.
tough history, and help bring the Renacida and Raguna into a new future, right? All the entirety of the patch was, you know, everyone coming together to do that. So it just like hit really, really, really hard.
Yeah. No, it was a really nice moment. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, but at any point when voicing Cartethia, Fleur-de-Lis, or both, did you ever have any like worries or like were nervous about how it would be received, or?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I started out, I hadn't done this style of game before. And so I suppose I wondered, you know, am I pitching this right? You know, where does this land in the tone of the game? Because I hadn't played the game at that point and I wasn't really familiar with it. And I know that I think Wuthering Waves is kind of unusual in that I think the style of directing is a little different than in other comparable games. I think.
Are you able to elaborate
also
on
like
that a bit, or?
I just mean I think what's different is that it seems like Wuthering Waves, because they're casting the international voices out of the UK rather than the US. There's a broader range of accents, whereas it's not completely. I think it's less harmonized in terms of everyone having the same accent, and so you get more variation, which some people like and some people find confusing. And I think that's just a preference, right? If you like everyone to sound like they have the same accent, or if you like the variation. But I think also, certainly, I think just stylistically, we had certain freedom to interpret the characters. You know, I wasn't sure if CARTETHIYA had to fit into, I suppose, more of a traditional, like young anime protagonist kind of voice. And so I was very curious to see if people would not enjoy the way that I was doing the character. And, you know, there will always be some people like, oh, why does she sound so old compared to the other versions, right? But I think the way I approached it is I do a lot of localization, and I started out doing dubbing in animation. And one of the things that I firmly believe is when you're dubbing, you can't one-to-one copy the intonation of the original voice actor, because
they're different
different
languages.
voices have different pitch, and they have different norms and conventions and patterns, and, you know, there are all these things that don't translate. And so if you are just parroting the exact style of delivery, it might not work in the language that you're dubbing into. It might sound inauthentic because that isn't how someone would speak that language. And so what I always try to do is say, what is the gist of this character? So maybe for CARTETHIYA, she's young, she's idealistic, she has doubt, you know, and trying to say, how could I do that in a way that feels and sounds authentic to how a young British woman would sound, as opposed to, say, you know, I recognize that she will sound very different in other language versions, but I think, again, what a young, righteous woman sounds like in one language is not necessarily how she sounds like in a different language. And so I was just trying to find that balance. And I'm very grateful that people seem to have been happy overall with how I did that. But I think that's always the gamble. I think when you're doing different language versions of characters, inevitably someone will prefer a different one. And I think that's valid. And that's why we have different language versions, is that so that people can choose what is more accessible to them or what they just prefer. And all I can do is try to, solve the problem for the people who choose to play in English for whatever reason of translating the characteristics of the character into that language. So, but yeah, I think it's always something that you are aware that, it could go either way. People could love it or people could not love it. So.
Yeah, because I mean, for me personally, I love the fact that there's a much more varied accents in Renacida as a whole, because it is kind of based a little bit off of Europe in general. Obviously, like there's very heavy Italian inspiration in Renacida specifically,
definitely.
or Ragusa specifically, I mean. But the fact that there's such a vast cast of characters that sound like they're from varying places in Europe, I guess maybe like as, someone from Canada, right? To me, all European accents, not that they sound the same, but they do have that similar style to them that is so different from the accents I'm used to. So then when I hear like different variations of it, it makes it sound a lot more like a community of people rather than like just like one specific location, if that makes sense. So I've been really enjoying that. I've also seen, like lots of people have been enjoying that as a whole. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, like you said, when it comes to different languages, right? Sometimes, if you have characters, let's say, for example, in Japanese, right, who are super upbeat, very anime style, if you try to do that in English, it just doesn't sound right. It just sounds cringe. Because English, sometimes it doesn't necessarily, the effect and the way that you speak the language itself it just doesn't work, right? That's why sometimes when you have live actions of, animes, there are a lot of the time, sometimes it's like very hit or miss, right? Because sometimes it lands and then sometimes it just completely doesn't land because they try to directly translate that really like exaggerated anime style into a different medium, and then it feels awkward because it wasn't interpreted.
Yeah.
Right? And I think having these different interpretations is really, really good. And it's another thing too, because sometimes I'll watch the different language trailers as well, even though I mostly play in English dub. And then it's also for me just really cool to see the different interpretations from the different voice actors for the same character, right? Like I played it with Avidius, right, in English for my story, but then one of my chatters wanted me to watch the Japanese dub. And it's just really cool to see how the different performance can kind of offer different things. Like the Japanese Avidius, the way that they transitioned from the despair and the hopelessness into that kind of craziness was really, really cool. And then obviously I still really loved the English version too, because it was so traumatizing for me, honestly.
It is a bit of a traumatizing moment.
But it's
Poor
just
Avidius.
Yeah, like getting those different interpretations also can offer insight to me as well, even just like hearing the different nuances and how, individuals will interpret characters in various ways.
Yeah. And this is the thing. I mean, acting, there is no right choice, right? It just goes to show that different people will portray characters differently. And that's why I think it's, I just think it's a good thing that we have options for people to choose from. And, I don't think voice actors really compare themselves to their other language counterparts because it doesn't really make sense. It's like, well, we are recording for different audiences. And so it doesn't really you can't, it's apples and oranges, right? So that it doesn't make sense to say, well, what did that person do? You kind of have to be loyal to the version that you have to make for the audience that your version is for, and trust that everyone else is doing everything they can to make their version work the best for their audience. So, but I mean, it would be so interesting to one day talk to, I guess, one of the other voice actors, who have voiced the same character. That would be so interesting.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully someday down the line that'll be possible, because I think that would be a crazy conversation to have and even just like witness, right? For me from the side,
Yeah.
getting to see the, like, I guess go into depth of how you guys are really portraying those characters and thinking of them inside yourselves as well. Because again, it's acting, so you guys have to step into that role, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that would be really fascinating to hear how other people interpreted the same character. Yeah, hope that happens one day.
Oh, fingers crossed. I see people asking, so because you mentioned you really like animations and stuff, right? Do you also like anime, or are there any particular series that you really love or have impact?
I haven't been watching a lot of anime in recent years, and it just has to do with being busy. So I'm completely out of the loop with like anything that is current. But when I was younger and had more time, I definitely watched a lot of anime growing up. I had friends, or like I had family friends who were, older than me, who would give me VHSs. It's that far back. But like they would give me tapes with like 90s anime, older Ghibli stuff, or things like there was this series called Cat Girl Nuku Nuku. This is like a deep dive, guys, but I had that VHS, and I think I only had like a few episodes of it, but I was just fascinated by this concept of, this android teenage girl who like basically is a bodyguard for like her brother, who's like an actual child, but she has like some cat DNA in her, so she'll also just like eat a can of tuna or something, like
That
it was
sounds so
great.
bizarre.
It was,
a good time.
it was very, I think, specific to the era, but I was fascinated by that. And yeah, I'm trying to think, like, what did I watch as a teenager? I think I watched Death Note, which everyone did, really.
Hey, a classic.
And I've watched a lot of Naruto, like a lot of it. I couldn't tell you where I left it off, but I must have watched like hundreds of episodes of that.
Yeah.
What else did I like? I liked Hellsing,
Sounds about right.
like the OVA.
Sorry, which one?
Hellsing.
Hellsing? Oh, I always mix it up with like the movie Van Helsing.
Yeah, no, it's a different thing, but I like that. Like I know I was an edgy kid, I guess.
Oh no, I get that.
But yeah, I mean, I everything I saw back then. Elfenlied.
Oh, I've heard of it, but I never ended up watching it when I was younger.
Again, like I know these are like older cuts, guys, because it was a while ago, but I liked all of that. And I thought they were also, they were very poetic, a lot of these stories. Certainly the ones that I watched. And I think what I watched was pretty much just what was recommended to me by people who maybe knew more than I did. But I loved all of them, and I loved how mature the themes were, and yeah, I just really enjoyed all of that. And I watched all of that in Japanese. Like I'm very much an original language person. Like
Same.
I think subtitles are obviously amazing for accessibility. And I read really fast, so I have no issue with just having subtitles on. But I also completely understand why people might find it easier to watch something in a language they speak, but I just always find it quite interesting to see the original. I haven't watched any anime in recent years that I'm aware of. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but but I liked everything I saw, and it's not that I don't want to watch it. I just don't have I don't watch any TV properly, sadly, because I just don't have time. I'm behind on everything.
I mean, I totally get that, because I think for me, I used to read a lot of manga, obviously, and I read Naruto, right? I actually actively refused to watch the anime back then, because when you watch a show, it's like a certain amount of time commitment, right? There's like X amount of minutes per episode, and there's X amount of episodes. So then in my head, I felt like I had to sit down for X amount of time if I watched it, versus reading it. I can like read a little bit here, read a little bit there. So yeah, I mean, just in terms of like watching TV and watching shows and stuff, I totally get the time sink.
Sorry, had to sneeze there.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, I have one small recommendation. If you do ever find the time Frieren.
Yeah.
I know you've probably heard tons about
I've
it.
heard this is amazing.
But
yeah,
it's a
I've
really,
heard
really
it's so good, and
lovely series.
a lot of people say that Cartethia reminds them of Frieren.
Mhm.
So I mean,
Yeah, because it's like very fantasy-esque. Though
yeah,
I think Frieren is a bit more like kind of slice of lifey in a sense. But also it has some, it just like it does these really emotional themes, but also like really cool things really well. So if you ever have time,
Yeah.
I recommend Frieren. And the new season's
I
also
mean,
coming out next year.
I would love to check it out. Yeah, I mean, I've heard really good things.
Mhm. Yeah. And oh yeah, okay. Sorry, back to the questions.
Yes.
I'm just like throwing questions at you.
No, go for it.
But yeah, do you have any favorite video game performances by other actors? Like any other VA performances that have stood out to you? That might have inspired you?
I mean, for sure. I'm trying to like, there are too
I know
many
it's hard
in
to
my
like
head.
think off the top of your head, but
So
pop up.
I think, like every other voice actor of my generation, I'm a massive fan of Jennifer Hale, who is like one of the industry
course.
greats. Her performance as the female Commander Shepard, it lives rent free in my head. Everything Claudia Black does, again, you know, she's amazing. For anyone who's like, who? She is Morrigan in Dragon Age. She is also in Uncharted. I forget what her character is called. I'm really sorry. I'm sure one of you will know. But she's also in the Uncharted series. As a recurring character, she's amazing. She just has a lovely voice. Like everything she says just sounds cool.
Using Chloe?
Yeah, I think probably, maybe. Yeah. Yes, that sounds about right. But you know, I think for me, it's just I love an interesting voice. I feel like there are so many good games out there right now. Like everyone in Baldur's Gate 3 just killed it.
Oh yeah.
They just set the standard in a different way, you know, like all those people were just, and I feel like Expedition 33 this year is kind of the same, you know, like I know that there's some overlap between actors, but they're just all
phenomenal.
So good. I mean, there are so many good voice performances out there right now. Yeah, it's very different. I mean, I have to praise my colleagues and friends. Like, one of the reasons I really enjoy playing Wuthering Waves is because I think Alex Gelf as Cantarella and Jane Jackson as female Rover, which is the version I'm playing, they're just killing it. Every patch, I'm just like, oh my god, like, have you guys heard their voices? They're so good. I'm just like,
it keeps getting better and better as well.
Yeah, I know. I think it's just so, there's so many good voice actors out there right now. It's so difficult to like, you know, pick out anyone because everyone is just doing such a fantastic job.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this question. Has it ever been your dream to be one day an industry great as well? I mean, I personally think that, listen, you've already done amazing things, like with CARTETHIYA, right?
Thank you.
And obviously, things are picking up. You have lots of, like, the more, you know, recognition you get, the more, you know, opportunities you'll have to play these roles that are going to be super, super amazing and have, like, wider reach and just overall be able to impact more lives. So... But yeah, have you ever thought about that? For the fame?
I mean, it's interesting because I am someone who would love to be successful.
I mean, who wouldn't,
but I think
right?
my definition of success, though, isn't necessarily... I've never particularly like dreamed about being famous, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
For me, I kind of feel like I love the work. I love games. I love storytelling, but I like working on them. But I also just love them as a gamer.
Yeah, I mean, I think
very
everyone
meaningful.
They mean a lot.
You know, like the way that some people have like comfort films. I have comfort games, like games that I will just replay over and over because they make me feel happy and safe.
Yeah.
And being able to be part of doing that for other people. You know, that's very meaningful to me. I've had a lot of people saying that CARTETHIYA is a comfort character for them, and that means a lot to me because I have those things in other games for myself, and I just know that isn't nothing. So I've never dreamed about being famous. It's not important to me that people know my name, but I suppose being recognized by the industry is always lovely. Having your peers recognize the work that you do, and having the industry think that the work that you are doing is good. That's of course something I think everyone strives towards. And I mean, I should be so lucky to be in the same conversation as Jennifer Hale one day, but I think less can satisfy me. Like, I'm just very grateful to be doing the work that I'm doing in the first place. And there are so many projects that I'm working on at the moment that are, beyond anything I could have imagined. Yeah, but I already just feel like, this past year, I've already been working on so many things that I cannot believe and would never have thought that I would be doing. And I feel like it's only getting started. So I am very optimistic about the future, but I'm also just very grateful for everything that's already happened.
Hey, it's all of your hard work and effort that has been bringing this to you.
Thank you.
You deserve it. And so much more. Guys, we all have to, we're always going to be cheering you on. But yeah, no, I completely get that. I'm kind of in the same vein with content. Obviously, I'm not trying to compare content to voice acting. I get so much more. It's still, much more talent and skill. I just sit here playing games. Okay?
It's very difficult to do what you do, guys. There's a reason I'm not a full-time content creator. I have great admiration for it, because obviously you guys have to sit there and stream and make the content, but also so much research and trial and error needs to go into figuring out what kind of content do people want to see, understanding the algorithms, thumbnails. Like, there is so much. I have such respect for all of you. I'm just lucky to be doing this as kind of an add-on to my actual job, and I kind of cut in line, because I came with a built-in platform by virtue of being a voice actor, and in a way that's incredibly unfair.
No, it's not. You've worked so hard. No, you have worked so hard to get all of like the recognition and efforts, and even just getting the opportunity, right? You had to put in the groundwork. You had to do all of those different mediums before. You had to go through all of these, different shows, plays. You gain these connections through working that hard, and then you finally, the opportunities come your way and you grab them. It's a result of your hard work. It's kind of like,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, because like it's one thing I hear, a lot of the times people are like, oh, it's like, I got lucky, or like, oh, this person got lucky to be in their position. But no, like a lot of the times, yes, there is luck involved, I would say, in life as a whole. But at the same time, you do have to make your own luck as well. Right? If you put in the effort, you make those connections, you get those opportunities, you have to be able to utilize that to be able to actually make it into something, right? People can get opportunities and then squander them, and then it's like, oh, but I was just unlucky. No, it's like, maybe you could have worked harder, maybe you could have done something different that offered you the chance to turn it into something. So yeah, I just don't discredit yourself for just
no,
like getting
I
this
appreciate that.
and getting lucky.
I think there's some things so. It's so true, this statement that luck is opportunity meeting preparation. I really do believe in that. And I think that's something I tell people, like, yes, luck and timing exist, but that's why you just need to spend your time until luck and opportunity presents itself.
It's
you
hard
have
work
to spend
with
your
luck.
time getting ready for it, right? You have to prepare, whether that means learning a skill or maintaining the skill or whatever it is that you need to do while you're waiting for that opportunity to present itself, right? That is part of the job for sure. But no, I feel like it's been very humbling going into the world of YouTube and Twitch, and I'm really enjoying it, but I definitely don't think I'm hardcore enough to do it as regularly as the rest of you. So I think I'll leave it to the professionals, but I'll chime in every now and then when I have a free moment.
No, but the fact that you put so much effort into even just doing those story streams for the fans in general is already so, again, I keep glazing you for it, but it's just such like a thoughtful gesture, right? Being able to,
I mean, I'm enjoying it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I get to experience the story with a lot of very kind people, and you're right, it feels like I feel the community doing it as well. I feel this feeling of, okay, we're all experiencing this together. And even though maybe the people watching the stream have already done the content, I try to give it at least a few days so that people have a chance
same
to play it
as well.
But I think it's just nice, that feeling of, all of us, going through it together and being like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. And what about that? And what does that mean?
This is crazy.
Yeah.
And just being
I get it.
excited
And
as a
I mean,
whole.
growing up, I wish that the voice actors I looked up to, I wish that that had been a thing that they could have streamed and I would have loved that content. And so I get it. And that's why I want to try as much as my schedule allows to also provide that, because I would have loved it myself,
No, lots of us, and I think I can speak for a lot of people when I say this, we absolutely adore it. And yeah, like you said, you're giving us that super fun content. You're also building, community as well. And I think, like online, there's lots of drama, all that stuff. So it is really, really nice to see, communities that can just come together to enjoy things as well, right? Without trying to necessarily, like farm content or whatnot, right? That's another conversation for another time. But but it is definitely really nice. It's a very nice breath of fresh air, essentially, to have people like you who, on one hand, will work so hard to create this amazing, voice acting in this game for us. You're part of the final result of these games that people enjoy. But then at the same time, still, put so much effort into also helping build the community. And it's just,
Well, it's my pleasure, guys. I feel very lucky to be doing this. I mean, everyone is so lovely. So it's very enjoyable.
Every time I bring you up, everyone always says how much they love you because they love how you interact with the community and how you're always so thoughtful and how you seem to really genuinely enjoy like being a part of the community as well, right? So it's really nice.
I do. I think I just don't. It's a weird thing to say as an actor, but I don't have the patience to craft an online persona. Oh, sorry. I don't have the energy to pretend to be someone I'm not when I'm me. I mean, that's the job. I don't want to do that in my spare time, I might as well just be me.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. I'm too lazy to try to pretend to be someone I'm not.
Yeah.
I'll dial up my energy a bit on streams for sure, but I just can't be bothered. If I'm gooning here to the characters, I'm having a good time, okay?
Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, no, I think everyone appreciates the hell out of you. Also, I know you said that you wanted to be done around 11 p.m. your time. That's in like a little bit, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if there are like a few more questions that anyone wants to get out.
Any final questions, guys, that you guys might have for Amanda before we let her go to bed because she has a long day tomorrow? Oh, I do have one question. That's actually kind of related to the previous one. Because you mentioned, obviously, you do voice acting on the side. Do you think you would ever love to pursue it full time? If ever gets to a point where you think it could be a reliable thing to sustain you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm already at the point where like I could just do this. Like I don't need to be doing other work. I think I'm just such I know
you need that security. You need that security.
Well, yeah, I think it's just I know how the work can be intermittent, and I would just never assume that because I've had one good year, then that will just stay that way forever. And I think I'm sort of keeping my options open.
I mean, that's
until such a time that I'm like, oh, I definitely cannot. I'm sort of coming to the point where it's like it's getting tricky to do multiple jobs, but. Yeah, I'm still balancing it, but
we'll see in the future. Because don't overwork yourself. Still make sure to get enough rest. Stay healthy, obviously, is first and foremost. I hypocrite for saying that, but staying healthy is definitely something that we need to remind ourselves, even if it's hard to stay in the habits. I'm not speaking from experience. Of course.
No, I'm taking breaks.
But yeah, are you ever going to any IRL events like anime conventions?
Yes, actually, I have just very recently signed with a convention agent, and I think they're just incredibly busy right now. It was only like a week ago, so they will probably announce that soon. And I will be hopefully coming to conventions in your area at some point. There are a
That'll
few
be
things on
super
the
cool.
way. I'm actually going to the London Comic Con next weekend. So
Eh?
if anyone is gonna be around,
Londoners?
you might
I
see
don't know
me
if that's
there.
the term for London.
Anyone in the UK might see you there. And I'm also on Streamily now, and there will be a Streamily event that I will announce soon. So it'll happen next month. So like it's a month away, but I'm gonna be doing those kind of things because a lot of people have asked for it, and I want to try and make that happen.
Yes, you got to come to Canada someday.
Yes, I hope I can. That would be lovely. I'd love to go.
That'd be super fun. And yeah, will you still stream Wuwa and with other VAs in the future as well?
Yeah, that's the plan. So again, unless something changes and I, become super booked and busy to the point where I don't have the time, my plan is still to keep streaming Wuthering Waves at least for the foreseeable future. Even if CARTETHIYA isn't in the story, I'm still curious to see where it's going to go. So yeah, I'm happy to keep doing that, and I'll probably also start streaming other games, whether those are games that I'm
Ooh.
in or just games that I enjoy or want to play, I definitely, I have other things with other VAs in the works. Some of you may know that I have very recently started an interview series called Voiced By, which is a series of voice actor on voice actor interviews. So I, in a similar format to this, interview my fellow voice actors in a funny way, and we just try to give you a bit more of a deep dive on them, but also because we're both voice actors, we can talk a bit more about like how we're working and approaching things in a way that hopefully will be interesting. And
I
also,
love those. I love those. I'm gonna be watching the hell out of those. Oh my god.
yeah, please tune in. And as you know, I'm good friends with a bunch of other voice actors who worked on Wuthering Waves and other games, so they will definitely pop up, and we will keep doing funny collabs. Alex Gelf and I have been talking about streaming a single player game together, so we'd play through the whole game maybe. So stay tuned if you're interested in that kind of content.
That's exciting. Yeah, links to all of Amanda's channels will be in the description, of course. So please make sure to follow her on all her social media and her YouTube channel, so you can keep an eye out for all of that. But yeah, I mean, I see Kat also asking on the topic of playing other games. Do you think you would ever play any other like gacha games as well? Maybe.
I'm open to it. I think the main the main obstacle for me is that I'm a completionist, and so I know if I start another live service game, I don't actually have time. Like, I'll be real with you, I don't actually have time. So I think, maybe one day if I have more time, or I think if I ended up working on another one, I probably would do it for the research, right? But I think as long as it's just, I'm curious, I'm trying to resist the urge to do it, and sticking to Wuwa for the time being, just because I don't actually have the time to be
you don't
playing
spread yourself
multiple
too
live service
thin.
games. Yeah, that's the truth of it.
I completely get that. There's so many more games coming out that I don't want to
thing,
drop
they
any
all
of the
look
games
great.
I'm
Like, how do you
currently
even
playing,
pick, right?
Yeah, it's like, how
do you
am I
pick?
supposed to? I only have so much time in the day. I only have so much time on stream. Like,
and I
guys,
have friends working on all of them, and I kind of want to see their performances, but it's like, how do I pick and choose, Yeah, so for now, I deliberately haven't started any others, just because I'm like, no, I need to wait. Like, I'm caught up with Wuthering Waves, so now I can kind of go into like maintenance with that, in the sense that I'm just playing stuff as it comes out. So now maybe I can start playing other single player games. I don't think I have the headspace for more than one live service right now, but
no, that's
I'm
so
open
valid.
to everything. They all look amazing, so.
Oh my god, I see the chat very excited about your VA interview stuff. They're listing out all the voice actors. Hey, invite.
We only have one. We have one episode out, but it's with Rich Keeble, who voices Minoko in Expedition 33 and Fenrico in Wuthering Waves. So he's a very funny man. So if you want to see 30 minutes of him and me goofing about, you are very welcome to go and find that.
Yeah, and probably lots more really fun guests in the future too. No. Obviously,
Indeed.
no like guarantees right now, but follow Amanda
I
if
know.
you wanna keep up and find out.
Indeed.
Let's see.
All
Let's
right.
see what else. Because I know people. You guys want Amanda to do a voice line before she leaves. We'll close
Yeah, we
off
can
with
do that.
We'll
We can
close
do
off
that.
with that. Or like, how many? Are you allowed to? Because I've heard like sometimes like with voice actors is like you're not actually allowed to like speak as like the characters, or you're allowed to do like voice
Well, I think
lines,
if
right?
it's I think if it's a voice line that's already in the game, you know. I mean, I've certainly been doing it, so sorry. If I'm not allowed to, I'm so sorry.
No, I think that makes sense. I think it was more just like if they're like doing, there's like just some nuances, but yeah, I think voice lines in the game should be fine.
Yeah, I like to pretend they are.
Throw some at us. Oceans bow before me.
Yeah? I mean, I'm just, sorry guys. If
I know this
the
is
micro-
very
I'm
on the
just gonna
spot,
move it
but
just gonna move the microphone away from me. Sorry if we peek. Oceans, bow before me.
I'm sorry.
The tricky thing about that is because there's such a volume level between the two.
Yeah.
So it's like, you have to kind of do that.
Do you have to do that in the booth as well? Sorry, I need to fix my hair.
Yeah, I mean, actually, there aren't that many lines where it in the line switches, but there are a few like those. Same with Furious Tide, Split the Heavens. I think that also starts in CARTETHIYA voice. I can't remember at this point. But my favorite line to record was actually probably the one where she's talking about switching into Fleur-de-Lis's voice, and she does it.
Oh,
And I just thought that was so deliciously meta. You know,
my
like,
God. Wait,
you know the one I mean?
I vaguely remember. I have no idea where it's from. Does anyone remember where
it's just
exactly
an
it is?
idol. I think it's just an idol.
Oh.
Or I can't actually remember the context. And I should know this line by heart. I don't know. But she basically says something like, every time I turn into Fleur-de-Lis, I have to be so mindful of my manners, my tone. Everything has to be so solemn and serious. It's really difficult, truly. So she kind of like does the switch mid-line. And it's kind of like CARTETHIYA mocking Fleur-de-Lis's voice. And I just think that's hilarious. Because she's putting it on. So it's CARTETHIYA pretending to be Fleur-de-Lis. Do you know what I mean?
At the same time, they're like the same person too. So it's like she's kind of just making fun of herself. It's like
but that line just cracks me up. That and the puppet one, the idol one, that just always made me laugh. Where she's playing with the puppets, I think that's really funny too.
So good.
Yeah.
The puppet one. Wait, let me find the puppet one for you. What was it?
It's the one. It's an idol line where she goes,
Today's story is a great battle between a righteous knight and the wicked Threnodian. And the winner is CARTETHIYA the Knight.
So it's just really cute.
Oh my God, the bleh got me.
That's the thing. I realized I'm the only person who's like unhinged enough to actually do a death sound for the Threnodian. Like all the other voice actors are like too classy. They're just like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not some weird goblin, Amanda. But I was
in
like,
character, okay?
I just thought, you know what? CARTETHIYA is committing to the bit. She's been practicing this little puppet show for 20 years. She's going to do the sound effects, right?
Hey, she literally told the Threnodians suffer by disobedience. So if there's any character that would do that, it's our girl. Also, they want you to do that line too.
What, suffer my disobedience? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna move this away again. Yeah, that's literally me in the booth being like, they just turned down the gain. I should do that actually. False divinity, suffer my disobedience.
Oh my God, my leg just started cramping because the way that you can just like go into the voice at any given moment is so just bizarre to me.
Well, I mean, in fairness, I have been working on the character for a year, so at this point, it's kind of like,
natural. But...
it's sort of ingrained. And also the good thing about it is the two voices, they're just sort of like a little up and down from my own voice. So, it's kind of the placement. Because I know you sing as well, it's kind of like if you know where certain passages are in your voice, just kind of like, for me, CARTETHIYA is flipping into head voice, and Fleur-de-Lis is just going into full chest voice. And it's kind of like
that makes
so.
that
It's
makes
just
a lot of
little,
sense, actually.
a little jump. But I kind of know where the placement is, so I'm not looking for it every
Especially
time
because
now.
you've had so much practice with it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I use my low voice a fair bit in other games, so like I'm sort of in the space of using that a lot at the moment. So that's kind of accessible.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of like you said, because luckily it's a pretty like similar to your regular voice and it's a bit more natural. Like obviously when it comes to vocal care and stuff like that, remedies, what are some things you do to calm it down and maybe help you recover a bit?
I'm just going to see if I actually have what I wanted to show you nearby. I do. Okay, so guys, vocal straws.
Oh, what is that? I've
I'll
never heard of that.
just free it. So this is a vocal straw.
Oh,
Has a big hole in this end, small hole this end, and you can like make it longer and smaller. What this
pretty.
does is it allows you to do something called straw phonation, which is essentially it's the same as when you might have seen singers or actors do like lip trills.
mhm.
And the concept of that is that when you occlude your vocal tract, when the airflow is being blocked either by your lips or the straw, part of it goes back down into the throat and massages the vocal cords. So this is essentially a workout for your voice. And you can use it preventively. You can use it to kind of like, go to the gym and lift weights for your voice and make it more resilient. But you can also use this as a recovery tool. So if you've been in a shouty session and it's feeling a bit uncomfortable, you can either mid-session in a break or afterwards, you can use this straw and the length changes the pressure. So like you can just vary that to get more or less pressure. And what you do is you can either just like hum through it and it basically sends some air down, or you could even, if you want an even gentler version, you can put it in water and you basically just hum and kind of make little bubble sounds. But it's a very gentle way of doing vocal recovery, and a lot of professional singers use these. Like this is very commonly used in like musical theater. I also am obsessed with something we talked about this called Minjun paper koa, which is like a Chinese herbal remedy. Again, a lot of vocal
I think I have some
performers use this.
downstairs because my brother got sick recently.
It's
and we
great.
bought some.
It's kind of like a herbal. It has like a hint of licorice, I think, for me certainly. But it's like this kind of like cough syrup that you can just have a spoonful of, or you can make a tea with hot water and have it however you like. But it hydrates the throat very well. And so again, I feel like that and manuka honey really help to kind of lubricate everything. Again, if you are in shouty sessions. But at the end of the day, you also just need vocal technique. You can't just remedy your way out of it. You kind of also have to make sure you're doing things safely. And I think there are certain people who specialize in creature vocals or extreme vocals, and they can kind of teach you how to safely do it. It's also about anchoring, which again, the singers out there will know a bit about. If you're trying to do a high, loud, powerful belt, you can't like squeeze your throat or it's going to be really unpleasant. So basically what you do is you anchor yourself. If you've ever watched someone do like a great high note and they're doing this like thing that seems a bit pretentious, it's also because they're anchoring themselves. So what they're doing, it's not just like a gesture. They're actually like putting pressure into their arms, and that takes the strain away from the throat. Like if you're trying to push against resistance, because you're doing it there, you're moving the strain away, and it helps you to keep everything open. So sometimes if you see like powerful Broadway singers like Cynthia Erivo, like she's got like strong arms, right? Because they're just like anchoring themselves. So that's something I do a lot when I'm shouting. I'm just making sure that I'm like not putting the strain in my throat, and that really helps as well. So singing exercises, all of that kind of vocal training is very, very important to keep, I suppose, your vocal stamina up, but also knowing when to take breaks. I'm actually really bad at that because I'm just like, nah,
me too.
I'm fine.
I just yap for hours. Yeah, I'm taking notes. I'm definitely going to be looking into some of that. I really
I really
need to get me a
recommend
straw. get me a straw.
Yeah.
I have some of the medicine
they're
downstairs.
called SOVT straws.
SOVT.
SOVT, semi-occluded vocal tract. But you can also just do it with a normal straw, and you can just do it by doing lip trills. It's all good.
Okay. Yeah, and the anchoring thing too, because I know like sometimes like I'll go like this to kind of get myself in the head voice when I'm going for high notes. But the fact like the using kind of like redirecting the tension in your body, I did not know that's how it works. So that's really cool.
I mean, again, you don't have to do it, but it can really help to kind of like literally be like, okay, I'm locked in. I can just sustain this note without the placement moving and without doing any damage. But again, like it is a discipline, right? Like being a voice actor or a vocal performer is an extreme sport for your vocal cords, right? So you kind of just have to get into the space of how can I do this in a sustainable way. And also just knowing when to take breaks. Like you don't try and do 10 hours of it every day. Like ideally, if you can keep it to maximum of 3, that's the ideal world. It's not always possible, but try and space it out as much as you can. That helps as well.
Oh, we heard from Diana Garnett that apple juice between sessions is also good. Yeah, that's why I've been drinking more apple juice too, because I heard that apple juice is pretty good.
Yeah, and they will actually, some studios will have apples and they will be like, can you just bite into this apple for me? And what that is about is that so there's something about the acidity in apple juice specifically. There's something about it that is really good for mouth clicks. So you don't get all these like gross sounds at the beginning and end of every line. They just kind of like clear that up immediately. So having an apple, I've heard green apples are the best. Maybe someone else can confirm, but that's also a tried and true technique. And conversely, if you're someone who gets really phlegmy from having milk, some people do that. Some people deliberately have milk before a shouty session because it kind of like coats
helps
the throat.
Coats the throat a little bit.
Again,
so it's not
know your own body.
Yeah, there's no like one solution for all. It's about kind of finding the different techniques and then applying what works for your own particular voice. Ready?
Yeah, I think the one universal thing is drink more water.
Yes, 100%. That's
drink
the biggest
more
thing.
water, because it takes 20 minutes from you start drinking the water till it actually has the effect. So you need to just, if you are going in to do any kind of vocal anything, drink all the water all day, all the time. I mean, I go through 4 liters of water in I drink obscene amounts of water in a session. Yeah,
I have a jug that I usually keep beside me that I drink
very good.
during stream, since I stream for lots of hours usually. So,
yeah, no, I mean, I am really joking, but it's good to stay hydrated because I think it's so easy for us to not get enough water. So yeah. Hydration is like the first step for everyone. Yeah.
I mean, it is. I know it's getting late for you, so we can probably wrap it up for this time. I mean, guys, we can always do another chat another time later.
Yeah, we could do that another time if you guys want.
As well, if there are any other questions and stuff that we might not have been able to get through today, but I guess to close it all off. I think, okay, here's how we're gonna do this, okay? I know you guys want to see the Purge All Evil, okay, as it's like a final voice line, if you're okay with doing that, Amanda. So how about we'll do our outroductions, and then after that, we can have Amanda close off with Purge All Evil, okay? Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. But
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh. But yeah, thank you so much, Amanda, for chatting with me today. I did not really have much of a structure for this, so hopefully this was okay for you guys to watch as well. But
I had a great time.
Yeah, it was really lovely to chat. I hope that we could get some nice info for you guys who are watching this video. And yeah, I'm super appreciative of all of your skill, hard work, and talents, and in creating, bringing these characters to life in this game that I really love, and everything else on top of that as well that we talked about earlier that I'm gonna keep yapping in circles if I keep going on. But yeah, one final thing is, Amanda, I guess, do you want to introduce yourself?
I mean, I'm gonna try again not to blow anyone's ears out, but yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Had a really lovely time, and thank you so much for supporting Wuthering Waves and for all your love for CARTETHIYA and Fleur-de-Lys. It means the world to me. I'm very grateful to all of you, and I mean, let's do the line that you all requested.
Yeah, before the line, make sure, again, all of the links for Amanda and her socials will be linked in the description below. Go check out all of her streams, her fun via interviews, more to come in the future. And let me know in the comments of this video itself if you guys want to see more of these in the future. Because, I mean, I always love chatting with you, Amanda. So I would love to have you on stream again as well.
Anytime.
And yeah, so everyone say bye to Amanda, and she's gonna send us off with a nice one final statement from Miss Cartethia Fleur-de-Lis.
All right, let's do
You
it,
guys ready?
guys. My blade, purge all evil.
Okay, guys,
was so
Cristoforo's
loud, I'm
gone.
so
He's
sorry.
gone. Bye, bye, Cristoforo.
Bye.
Never to be seen again. But yeah, yay! Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Amanda, for coming on. This was really, really amazing. And yeah, I hope you had fun as well. Oh! Where? Oh, she Amanda left. Oh, I guess she's done. She's had enough. She's had enough of me, guys.
I'm still here. I'm just muting myself so you can.
Oh, you
outro.
disappeared. You disappeared from my screen. I was like, oh my god, she left me. She purged all evil
I'm
and
just, I'm
then
just going away
disappeared.
so you can outro.
Oh no, I was just saying that was I did the outro already. That was the outro before. I was just saying like
okay.
general like goodbyes to chat for you.
All right. Bye.
It's okay. That can be a blooper at the end. But yeah, I hope you had fun, Amanda.
I did. I had such a good time. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for coming on and chat. Yeah, you guys, you send her lots of love, okay? Send her all the love and support in the world. Otherwise, I will come for you, okay? And not in the fun way. So how about you? Yeah. This is a threat. This is a threat, chat. Go support Amanda. Listen, my chat threatens me, so I can threaten them back, okay? It's a mutually threatening relationship. It's all good.
I love it.
But yeah. Anyways, I don't want to keep you too long. I know it's very late for you, and you have a long day tomorrow. So
Yes.
Amanda, socials in the chat. Oh, true.
Actually leave.
Wait. Let me send your social in the chat. So true. Oh my god, I'm such a mess. 1 second. I will spam your socials. You're mainly on YouTube and Twitter, and are there any other? So those are the ones I know you from. So
Yeah, I think those are the ones I'm mostly active of. I do have an Instagram. I don't post super often, but you know, I'm there as well. But yeah, I think those are the main platforms. YouTube and Twitch is where I stream. I'm Amanda Rochelle VA on both, and X is where I post about new work, really.
and retweet fan art.
And retweet fan art. So, you know, if you wanna catch me for anything, try and find me there. And retweet fan art. So, you know, if you
sorry, there's echo. I just opened. Sorry, I'm trying to get your Twitch. 1 second. I'm not a mess, guys. Okay. There you go. Everyone, Amanda's socials in the chat. In the chat. Where's my YouTube? I send it on YouTube as well. That's the wrong window. I'm a professional streamer, guys. Truly.
obviously.
But yeah, I mean, anyways, don't let me keep you. If you need to go get your bed, get your rest,
Yes,
rest and
I'm
stuff,
gonna
so-
head off, but have a great rest of your stream. And thank you so much, guys. It was lovely to chat to you all. Take care.
Thank you for coming, Amanda. Take care. Good night.
Bye.
Okay, now it's actually just me. Oh, but yeah, okay, I'm spamming Amanda's socials in the chat, guys. Please go send her lots and lots of love. That's her YouTube, her Twitch, and her Twitter. Or X, I guess, is what we call it nowadays, but I will always call it Twitter. But yeah. Here, give me 1 second. Let me fix my screen. I don't wanna be on the screen this big. One moment. Okay, there I am. And there we go. Yeah. Oh, let me remove the chat. There you go. But yeah. There you have it. Oh my gosh, that was so fun. I'm so grateful to Amanda for coming on. It was really nice to be able to talk to her. And yeah, what did you guys think? Did you enjoy? Awesome collab. I'm glad you guys liked it. Yeah, I didn't do it as formal as I initially intended it to be, because I was like, oh my god, guys, if I do my first interview, I have to make it so like professional and stuff. But then I've been like so rushed the past few days with packing and everything and trying to get everything done before I leave for TwitchCon. So I had no time to do that. But yeah, it was amazing to hear the lines in real time. Yeah, I was crazy. I was going crazy just now when she was doing them. But yeah, anyways, please make sure to send Amanda lots and lots of love. Socials in the chat. If you want to keep an eye out for all of her upcoming content, definitely go keep an eye on that. I will be, for sure. Very excited for the things that she has in store. And yeah, goat as in goat. Heck yeah, I think Amanda doesn't mind the casual interview. Yeah, I mean, I asked her beforehand if she was okay if it's just like a bit more casual, and just yeah, seems like she enjoyed it. So I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it as well, because I had a great time. I was really nervous. I was really nervous for a while, but then I think it went well. So. Yeah, I'll definitely ask Stencil to see if maybe he could trim that down slightly. But I mean, honestly, I feel like there wasn't really any particular stuff that we would cut. So yeah, I mean, I might post it as like a proper interview on the channel later, but... H, what about Scar's VA? Hope you can arrange some things. Yeah, I mean, I would absolutely love to be able to do this with other VAs as well. So I'll probably try to reach out to some other VAs, see if anyone is willing to come on or wants to have some chats in the future. So yeah, I mean, I mentioned that I've been wanting to talk to, you know, Amanda for a very long time, amongst others as well. So once we come back from TwitchCon and the trip, I will definitely be trying to do more of these, because I think it's really nice to be able to, you know, get some questions from you guys. You guys get some direct interaction as well. To have your questions answered, see some really fun things from the people that make the games or help contribute towards the games and stories that you really love. So I just subbed you last September. Are you a VA too? I am not a VA. I wish. I would love to try doing VA work sometime in the future, but no, I am not a VA at the moment. At most, I sometimes sing a little bit on YouTube. That wasn't your first VA interview, right? That was. That was. Like, I have talked to Amanda a few times before, so that wasn't my first time talking to Amanda, but it was my first time doing like an official kind of interview-esque thing. So, a little nerve-wracking, I will not lie, but yeah. Social links don't work, just a heads up. Wait, really? Oh, sorry. It's because it didn't save the format. One second. Okay. Let me add a space in between all of them. Sorry, because on Twitch, you can add it as an enter. But then on YouTube, it has to be separate. You have to put a space in between all of them. So there you go. Those are Amanda's socials on the YouTube side. Sorry about that. And on the Twitch side, the links should be all working there. But, yeah. Yeah, anyways, guys, we're not ending stream yet. We are going to be speedrunning the Zenless Zero 2.3 story starting now. Because I'm going to try to finish it before I leave for TwitchCon tomorrow. So yeah, we'll be doing that in a second. I just wanted to, you know, obviously like catch up with you guys a little bit before we move on there. Since we did like kind of jump right into the interview just now, but yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed. You did great though. Good things to come since the first ever VA interview was a success. Yeah. It was really fun. So it would be really nice to be able to do this do more of these down the line. So I'll definitely be working towards that once we get back. This music's gonna make me cry. Listen. This is a very calm song. So I felt like it was fitting. How many hours can you spare? It will take 5 hours. I saw it was 3.5 hours with no yap. So I'm going to try my best to speed through it. Yeah, like it's already 6:30 p.m. So ideally, obviously, I can just like be super fast and finish by around 10:30. 10:30 if I actually just have no yap. like if we don't go off on any tangents. But yeah, anyways, we'll try to go through as much as we can. if I can't finish it, I can't finish it because I do have to. Guys, my flight is pretty early tomorrow. It's like not super early, but it's at 9:30-ish. I need to be by the airport by like 7, okay? So yeah, I do have to get up very early and I still have to finish packing. So we'll try to get through as much as we can of the story. If we can't finish, we can't finish. That's just how it is. And we'll finish it in 2 weeks when I get back. But yeah, okay. Well, let's move on then. Let's go quick. Don't forget to claim Dan Hong. Yes, don't worry. I will later. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys did really enjoy that interview though. I am planning. Oh, okay, for everyone who like this might be a new little thing. Yeah, I was talking about how I really wanted to do a cover of like Chasing Daylight. Let me get it. YouTube. You know, Chasing Daylight, the finale song for Renacita. I wanted to do a cover of it, so I'm gonna be working on that once I get back from the trip. And then I was talking about how I wanted to do some neat little, maybe like ad-lib references inside it, within the song, like as an extra tidbit on top of it. And then, so one of those would obviously be, you know, with Glory I Shall Fall from 2.2. And I asked Amanda if she would be willing to sing the ad-lib for that, and then she said yes, so Amanda will also be helping me with that later when we get the song cover going. So I'm really excited for that as well. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because obviously Amanda's an amazing singer as well. She started in theater and singing, so yeah, I'm very hyped for that. I will have to work on that once I get back though, because I have no time right now. I'm leaving in less than 12 hours, so okay. Anyways, while this song goes, I'm going to swap us over to the Zenlist listing. So yeah, everyone over on the YouTube side, I am going to give you guys the link for the new listing. We are going to be playing the Zenlist Zone 0 2.3 story right now. And yeah, so here's the live listing for the new VOD. I'll send you guys over, but it might not work, so that's the link if you guys need it. But okay. So yeah, give me 1 second. So yeah, YouTube. See you guys in a moment.